Hello, everyone, and welcome to our third installment of our nostalgia campaign with Crits and Clamour, where if it could happen, it probably will. Once again, I'm Ray, the DM, and I'm here to take you through the magical world of D&D with a splash of the 80s, just to kick things up a notch. Don't forget to like and subscribe, give us a big fat thumbs up in our videos so that we know we're doing a good job, or we're not. Either way, we'd like some constructive criticism and some good feedback. That way we can make things better for you. Warning, this podcast can contain adult themes, language, and imagery. Listener discretion is advised. As you are making your way to the next town or city in your epic quest to find the heroes to help you with your
Finding my lost village.
Your lost village there. As you're heading through a forested area, which is it's kind of odd because the forested area actually it's a temperate forest where you would find bears and
Lions and tigers
beavers and standard forest folk.
Okay.
But however, this forest actually contains monkeys. And as you are heading through, you suddenly see a small keep start rising out of the ground and forest, just growing up into the sky out of nowhere.
Okay. What is the keep?
It's about a mile away. It's a small castle.
Okay. So I'm headed towards it. We'll see what this is.
So you're trudging your way through the forest, heading to the keep. Rishi, as you are counting your shillings and adding the loot that you got from the last dungeon there, adding to
my crown.
Right?
My crown.
Adding it to your pile, your cave suddenly starts to shake like an earthquake. Stalactites are dropping down, and it's just
No.
it's like your lair is falling apart on you.
What's happening?
Part of your wall actually begins to crumble, and as it does, you see castle-style brick rising up, and it's a small section, probably a 3-foot hole ish, and it goes on for 2 or 3 minutes, and then stops. And now you have your mud and dirt lair and a stone castle wall.
Make sure everything is still where it should be. Move anything that needs moving. Go over and kick the wall.
Roll strength. You managed to find a structural flaw, and as you kick the wall, parts of the stone kind of fall away enough that you'd be able to kind of slip through.
Give these guys a piece of my mind. Try to climb through the wall.
When you get through, you see that it is a standard castle. It's already pre-decorated. There's the bearskin rugs. There's the lit fireplaces with the shields and the swords, and you know what I mean. It's a very standard castle.
Look around for a tapestry that I can put over this hole.
Roll perception.
Oh no.
You see a tapestry of a kobold wearing green scale mail armor. He's got two what appear to be dragon talon swords at his side, drawing a card from a deck.
Just hang this up over here. Nobody's gonna find my keep.
No sooner do you get it all situated and you're admiring your handiwork, that the door to the keep itself flies open, and in enters a familiar face. Philip comes on into the keep. You're traveling with your companions there, and as you enter in, you see, standing admiring a tapestry, another familiar face.
What the?
I wasn't gonna steal it.
What are you doing?
Oh, the beautiful tapestry. I was just admiring the handiwork, the stitchwork, and
Step away from the wall.
Yes, sir. Sure, Philip. Nothing.
So a few minutes pass by as the wizard there that you guys met at the crazy house he's putting up his things and getting stuff in order. The kobold is off admiring his keep, figuring out where all the rooms are and things like that. And as you two are kind of standing there bantering, if you will, a new face shows up at the door.
Alright, as you see me come in, I am about 4'11" and colored blue with white wavy hair. I seem to appear as I have just stepped out of a shower or out of the water, and I smell a bit of fresh rain to me. I am a genocide, a water genocide, and I go by the name of Aquanette.
Good God, it's a troll doll.
Philip, what's that? What is that?
I don't know.
You're the one with all the titles.
He's got a point.
Race guessing is not one of them.
What do you think it wants? It's after the treasure. I mean, no treasure.
My preciouses.
No treasure at all.
Wow.
You there, lady. No, bow.
Yes.
I'm Rishi, and I'm like checking out her hands to see if she's wearing any valuables.
I don't carry much.
I'm Rishi. Nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you. I am Aquanette.
And Rishi is a orange grung who's just a bipedal frog, wearing studded leather, carrying a rapier at his waist.
Seem a little sneaky to me.
No, I'm a friend.
Grog no like shifty friend.
Where am I? Where did this castle come from? Where am I?
Ah, excellent question. I was wondering that as well. Philip?
Yes. My name is Sir Philip Walter Devereaux VII Esquire.
The seventh. All right.
I can't help it. Every time I say it, I gotta laugh.
Only the
It's the
seventh.
most
so glad
ridiculous
you had an
name I've ever
Esquire
come
to
up
the
with.
end. That's so great. Solicitor from London.
Human roughly around age of 20, who stands about 5'10", weighing about 175 pounds, with blonde hair, white skin, blue eyes.
So are you these fighters I've heard about? We're fighters, right? We're fighters.
Oh, yes. Yes, we're the greatest heroes in the land, aren't we, Philip?
Yes.
We must save the princess.
Because you added we, I had to say yes. No. Prick.
The princess. Is this princess guarded by a dragon?
Yes, but she was in another castle.
I am on a mission for my lost village, and I was looking for the fighters that would help me find this dragon to find where my lost village is.
Well, I mean, we're already on a mission. I don't know if we can take on an extra.
I will help you find the princess and treasure if you help me find
You
my
had me
village.
at treasure.
Hello?
That's what I was just thinking.
Aquanette has joined your party.
No joke.
The other members of your former party decide that they're gonna stay here. They're just gonna hole up at the keep, make sure things are, taken care of and running smoothly.
Okay.
However, the wizard comes up to you specifically because he knows who you are. Philip, so you're getting ready to continue the adventure?
Absolutely.
Excellent, excellent. Before you go, a couple of things. Number one, what do we do with the goat? I really think you should probably take him with you. He's been eating everything.
You're gonna find Scott's character.
He's lounging in a rather plush chair.
You. Take your goat. Do something with it.
It's not my goat.
It
I
is
didn't
now.
find it.
Neither did I.
You take it.
I don't want it.
It spits out magic items.
It spits out treasures?
I was waiting for it. You just had to say something, didn't you, stupid?
Can I coax this goat into my lair?
Damn it, Scott's character.
If you want to.
All right, we'll
Make
bring
it
the
spit
goat.
up magic items into my lair.
We'll bring the goat.
Alright.
I
Can
would.
I have it when we're done with it?
I don't care.
I mean,
The kobold says, I don't care what you do with it. You could drop it off a cliff. I don't care. I just don't want it in my keep eating everything.
Okay, we'll take it with us.
Okay.
Let's prepare.
So the wizard says, all right. So that was the first order of business.
Okay.
Second order of business is, in order for you all to
What do you mean you will?
keep up with each other, because the world's a very large place, I happen to have in my possession some trinkets that should be able to help you guys out. If he pulls out a large yellow, I'm not sure what the type of bag is called, but it's a large yellow, old school doctor's bag.
okay.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
It's bright yellow with black question marks all over it. He opens it up and starts rooting around. He's throwing out a silver chalice. Do you do that? You can if you want to.
I'll take that silver chalice.
All right, you got a silver chalice. Some silverware, but it's not really silver. Flatware. Just random garbage. He starts getting deeper and deeper into his bag to the point where he's his feet are sticking out, but the rest of his body is in the bag as he's rooting around. He pops back out.
I was going to say, push him in, take
Right.
the bag.
That's what I was thinking. If we do that, we just have everything.
And he's holding a series of gems. They're all different shapes and colors and sizes.
I love gems. They're so shiny.
He says unto you, I will give each of you one of these, and all you have to do is toss it over your shoulder.
One gem.
All gems?
So to Rishi,
Take some salt and throw it over your right shoulder.
he hands you a deep red sphere, and as you toss it over your shoulder, it begins orbiting your head. And as it does, you get a +2 to your dexterity. Philip, I have a couple that you may like. I have a pink rhomboid, which will make you healthier and stronger,
Okay.
or a pale blue rhomboid, which will make you stronger physically.
I'll take the pale blue hemorrhoid.
All right, so as you toss that one, it orbits,
Nice.
and it increases your strength by 2.
Sweet. Puts me at 22.
Now for you, newcomer, Miss Aquanette, I can provide to you another deep red sphere, which will increase your speed and accuracy, or I could give you one that will enhance your street smarts and your cunning.
We're gonna go with dexterity, so we'll go with the red one.
Now, since these items are yours, but since I know of them and I know who has them, I'll be able to contact you by, I can keep an eye on you, scry, if you're in trouble, that kind of thing. Now, here's the part. The big part. This is a little something that I added to each of these items myself. If you take the gem into your hand and call out the name of your party member 3 times, they will be instantly summoned to you.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Hey!
Just looking, waiting for somebody. Oh no, here we go.
I'm not calling out your full name 3 times.
That's the only way to get Philip to show up.
I'll slide the paper over.
Right?
Half-
Sir Philip.
Halfway through the second
Sir
time, I'm
Philip
like,
Walter
oh, screw
Devereaux,
it.
the
Let him
7th
figure out how to
Esquire.
get
Sir
here.
Philip Walter Devereaux, 7th Esquire. Damn it, I gotta start over!
It's like that whole bullshit with Dagonelli. It summons some other random Philip Walter Devereaux because somebody mispronounced
I said
it.
the 7th, not the 6th.
Why is
Right.
there a dead body
Like
here?
a rotting corpse.
He's got a walker.
You're like, Grandpa?
Who's summoning me here?
I was in the middle of a nap.
Let me tell you a story about my 3rd campaign.
And with that, you all may continue on to the next part of your quest. if you're ready.
Prepared.
There we go.
Round
Now,
one.
is this goat just following us,
Mhm.
or is it like tethered?
Nope, it just follows. Ah,
I'm gonna ride it.
okay. You can
I think
absolutely
you're
do
the only
that.
one who can ride it.
It's
so, yeah.
it's a very, very docile goat. I mean, like ridiculously. But as soon as you climb up onto its back real quick, roll a handle animal with a DC of...
Watch him
Let's
roll a one.
be real arbitrary here. Let's go 13. Nice. All right, so it's going to make a Constitution save throw. So as you climb up onto it, you're grabbing its antlers, I guess, because it's not like it has reins. It stops for a second, and you feel its back kind of convulse a couple times, and it goes, "Meh," and vomits a belt onto the ground. But the two of you, Philip's already seen it before, the two of you notice that this belt has no juices, no saliva, no bile, no nothing. Like, this goat just vomited a belt.
I'm already wearing a belt.
I'll take the belt.
All right.
Oh my.
It's
Good boy.
ah,
Hopefully it matches my outfit.
it's a very elegant belt. But as you put the belt on, it gives you +1 to your armor class.
It matches your beard.
Oh,
I do not have a beard. I am a female.
I'm waiting for someone else to say it.
Well, I mean, you are part dwarf, so...
There'll be some.
I am more
Nobody-
water Gemini.
Nobody said what part of the
That's
dwarf.
true.
We won't call it 5 o'clock
I just
shadow.
have-
We'll call it 7 o'clock shadow.
This is some wicked sideburns,
It's a
okay?
mustache.
As night falls, you guys have made your way through the woods, past grandmother's house, over the hills.
What about the river?
Oh yeah, the river. No, but you guys do it. It's nighttime. You guys have traveled a full day's worth, and rain begins to fall, getting your clothes nice and wet, armor
It
all
feels so good.
creaky.
Oh no, it feels so wonderful. Rain is great.
But in the not so far away distance, you see the lights of a town. Given your heading and all of that, you can guesstimate that this is probably the outskirts of the city that you're supposed to be heading to. But as you proceed closer to the town, the rain begins to get worse and worse, and the ground that you're traveling on has become quite muddy, and it's
Just start rolling around in it.
mechanics wise, it's
Trudging waist deep.
game mechanics wise, this is difficult terrain, and instead of whatever your movement speed is, you're traveling half of that. You reach the town itself, and you see that the lights that you've been seeing this whole time is actually a pretty large 4-story inn. Every window has a little candle in it, and when you get to the actual town itself, you notice that you're no longer traveling on fields and grass and cruddy trails and stuff like that. It's actually a pretty decently cobblestoned road that's going through the town. And all the other houses in the town have their shutters drawn, and it's nighttime in a small town.
We might as well go to the inn.
I was thinking that.
Let's see if we can get this today.
Excellent. You enter the inn.
Am I still riding the goat?
You are.
Do they let
I
us
mean,
bring
would
the
you-
goat inside?
Well, I mean, it's not like there's somebody outside be like, hey, you can't. So you could theoretically just ride the goat in.
I'm gonna ride the goat in.
Okay.
And from the back of the goat, it is I, the great hero Rishi,
Ah!
and my goat, and my faithful steed.
The bartender immediately says, Rishi, wonderful. The goat can't stay in here.
But he's sad and cold.
There's a stable out back.
But he's my faithful steed.
Steeds sleep in the back.
Oh, well, in that case, he's not a steed. He's just my best friend. He was transformed into a goat.
Roll deception. What'd you roll?
19.
Oh! Well, why didn't you just say so in the first place?
Slipped my mind.
That's a horse of a different color.
No,
Come
we-
in, come in.
Yes, yes. Come along, Stephen.
Ah!
What the fuck just happened?
As you enter into the tavern fully,
Crying out loud.
you see that there's probably 10 to 15 people in here. This isn't like your typical seedy kind of inn/tavern. Like, the people seem pretty friendly. There's a waitress going around and she's, serving up food and things like that. There's a huge fireplace lit that's making the place nice and toasty. But so as you survey the crowd, like I said, it's a standard tavern. Sitting over next to one of the only windows in this place is something that immediately catches your eye. There is a youngish teenager. You would guess he's probably about 17. He's human. He's sitting at a table by himself next to the window. He's got a lute on his back, and spread all across his table are like 13 shot glasses. And he's got another one that he's just kind of turning in his hand. He kind of sighs, opens up his eyes, and looks up at the ceiling and sighs again.
I know, I'm racking my brain.
I know me
Thinking, how trustworthy
See,
can I
now-
get this loot from him?
Can I loot the
Is it a
loot?
gilded loot?
It is not. He's 17. I mean, this thing, he got it out of a pawn shop,
And is it like the only place left to like sit or?
No. I mean, you guys can probably find somewhere else to sit. I'm just he stands out like he's having some issues.
He's not one of the happy-go-lucky people.
Right.
So me and Steven will saunter over.
I had an idea, Rishi, before you go.
Hmm?
Maybe if you get the goat drunk, it'll throw up more items.
Steven doesn't like booze.
As you turn and look, he's got a beer bottle in his mouth.
So much for your
And then the
theory.
bottle goes down his throat. Matt!
Yeah, maybe he'll throw up a bottle containing everlasting beer.
We saunter on over. What fortune, young man? It is I, the great Rishi.
I've heard tales of you. I've heard tales of both of you. You must be Sir Philip, Walter Devereux the 7th, Esquire.
Yeah, a lot of
You
people
got it
heard
all
about
right.
you two lately.
We're on an incredibly important quest.
I can imagine heroes such as yourselves. I can't help but wonder. I know you don't know me from anyone, but do you think you'd be able to help me out?
Perhaps for a price.
I mean, I don't have much, but perhaps I could travel with you and record your tales and spread your name even farther.
Rishi likes this.
Yes, but please use the word legends instead of heroes.
Ooh.
Oh, legends.
Yes,
He
yes.
scribbles
The word
it in a little.
heroes seems so
piece of
much like
paper.
a slave name because I don't row anything.
Heroes. Alright. On the text. Oh. I just roll my eyes in the back of my head, wondering what I have gotten myself into.
I really don't know how to go about telling you exactly what I need.
Well, perhaps finish up your current drink with the other 13 that you've had here.
He pounds it.
Yeah, clearly
He goes,
14 won't matter.
Yeah, it's nice and relaxing, isn't it?
I just killed a man.
It
I-
happens.
I put my crossbow against his head,
Pulled the
and I
arrow
pulled the trigger, and now he's dead.
Hmm.
I just threw away my life and my career, just as it started. And now,
It's not the end of the world. How many men have we killed?
so no sooner does he speak those words that the tavern door bursts open.
Mm-hmm.
Marching inside is a lieutenant of the guard.
I'm assuming he's here for the kid.
He's wearing black half-plate mail with a blood red cloak. He's got like the guard symbol on his breastplate. It looks like a coat of arms of some sort. Points at the kid.
Before this guy gets over here to get you really quickly, would you please give me the quick and direct reference as to why you killed a man?
I found out that him and my beloved were betraying me behind my back.
How so?
That might be kind of obvious.
The two of you are like, ah, ooh.
Go on.
They were baking cookies together.
That's what you're saying is somebody else was putting one in the oven.
Yes, that is one way to put it.
We set him up for it, too.
I said cookies.
I had no choice but to kill him. Surely you understand. The lieutenant points at the kid, and he doesn't come all the way across the bar.
Crimes of passion, they happen.
He's staying right next to the door, and he points and says, "The captain awaits you outside. He demands your surrender for murdering Sir Gregory." Spins around all, flamboyant with his cloak and walks outside.
We're gonna look for a back door?
There's no back door.
Is there a waitress around?
Yeah, she's wandering around.
I wave my silver chalice at her. Oh, fill up, please.
Ah, yes. Philip?
Isn't he with you?
She comes over and fills it up with the Port Noir.
Sure. That's not a thing, but okay.
It is in D&D.
Indeed. And I actually will hand her a full platinum piece.
Oh,
Oh my.
She
He must
kind
really
of
like that.
looks over her shoulder and stuffs it down her bustier. Like, nothing to see here.
Take my chalice and I wander out to the front door just to sipping.
The kid is unfortunately going with you. Are you two going?
Yes.
As he's wandering across the bar, he's shaking hands with some of the other residents. It's obvious he's come in here quite a bit, being that he's a bard. And as he's walking across, he's, you see the people are actually kind of distraught that this is happening because they know what the outcome's going to be. And the kid just says, "I'm sorry, it's too late. My time's come. Goodbye, everybody. I've got to go. I've got to leave you all behind and face the truth."
Bohemian
It's
Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
What the hell was Bohemian Rhapsody?
Ah!
It's
The
a song. It's
The
a song.
song?
Yeah.
Song, yeah.
Oh my god. It's even better that you didn't get it till now.
Shut up, Art. I mean, Rishi, whatever you want to be called.
Well, just wandering out there.
You all head out into the street with the rain and the back glow of the tavern, and you hear a different voice, different than the lieutenant. You're guessing it's probably the captain. And he says, "Ah, lo! I see a silhouette of a man.
Gotta go.
What do you have to say for yourself?" Thunder, lightning's flashing around. He says, "I'm just a poor boy. Nobody loves me."
I'm running my
Finger
finger around the
the
rim
chalice.
of my chalice.
Then you hear the lieutenant call out, "He's just a poor boy from a poor family. Let's spare him his life from this monstrosity." The captain calls out, "Bismillah! We will not let you go. You
Let him
poor
go!"
excuse for a bard." Yes! The captain steps out into the light of the tavern and he draws out his sword. You see behind him is the lieutenant and 4 other guards, and they all draw their swords out as well.
Well, my
Those are nice.
You guys call yourselves a god?
I'm looking for
This
our
guard
swords.
has horrible swords. Where did you guys get these horrible things?
I use cunning action to dash up to the captain.
Hi.
What seems to be the problem, Commander?
The time for talk is over!
Dude, there's always time for talk. Perhaps a glass?
He smacks it out of your hand with the sword.
My silver chalice.
As you're just standing there holding nothing.
Wow, you offer him a drink and he does that. What impoliteness.
Ah.
Hey, Captain Douchebag, I hope you plan on paying for that refill.
Cost me a full platinum piece.
You'll pay for it with your life for harboring this criminal.
Don't you know who I am?
I don't care who you are. You have a fugitive. Hand him over.
I think that it's you that's harboring the fugitive, sir.
So Rishi's first.
Well, I guess there's really only one thing to do. I guess I'm going to have to assassinate the captain.
Okay. So yeah, your blade actually goes all the way through him, and then you slice like right up his face, and he falls over deader than shit.
And now I'm the captain!
Just like, now this is my dungeon. So yeah, you all see Rishi straight up just...
So you gotta put your foot up on something and do a pose. Got a little captain in you.
So, Philip.
5 minutes ago in the bar, I was scared of who I met up with, but now it all comes into play. I'm like, yeah, these are the right ones. This is who I wanted, yeah.
I mean, just saying, like, I just mutilated their captain. The lieutenant's gotta be
Listen.
like, oh.
Lieutenant.
Oh, I shall call you Captain Rishi.
The lieutenant's like, am I captain now? Oh no.
All right. Everybody else managed to keep their morale because they are angry that you just killed their captain, and now they're going to kill you so that hopefully they get promoted. That guy, however, said, F this, they don't pay me enough, I'm out of here. So, Philip, the lieutenant dies.
Told you
As
that's
you-
what was going to happen.
Pick him in the face with your war pick. Scrooge!
Who else wants some?
Their turn, he moves up here, attacks you and misses. He moves up here, he moves up here. He attacks and misses, he attacks and hits for 3 whole damage, Philip.
Ow! No.
Stop my
You
toe.
scratched my armor.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Was it a magic weapon?
Oh, no, it was not.
I didn't take anything.
So he slashes you, and it does cut, but because of your reductions or whatever, it goes,
Scream.
yeah, he's okay. Roll intimidation.
Yes.
And then I will re-roll his morale check with disadvantage.
9.
9?
Lame.
That's good enough. Shit! Philip, as he runs away, he moves out of your threat range. You can make an attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
Mama!
Mama.
you pretty much flay his back open.
As soon as he says that, I just killed a man.
All right, Aquanette.
Yeah.
It's your turn. What exactly
What
are
are
you
you
doing? Punching him in the
Yeah.
face?
Oh, well, let's see. Yeah, we're gonna. I don't have any weapons, so yeah, my hands. I'm gonna go for the groin. I'm a female.
18.
Oh.
Keep going.
20.
You're dead.
So yeah, your flurry of blows pretty much crushes this guy's skull, and you get his face to touch the back of his head, and good monk stuff, and he falls over completely annihilated, dead. And morale check. Philip.
Yes. Die. It's like a 27. I think I hit him.
You don't even need to roll.
Okay.
As he takes off to run, you're like, no, you don't! Scoof! And though probably not intentional, you manage to catch his neck just right.
Yes.
The body keeps running for about 5 feet as the head falls to the ground. And the body kind of wobbles and falls into the mud.
That was a fun battle.
Now,
Dun, 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 dun.
now that the battle is over and you all are kind of huffing and puffing from the
Wiping the blood off.
the
of
craziness,
Mm-hmm.
the bard comes up from behind and he's on his horse. The whole time that you guys were fighting, he went around back to the stables and got his horse.
Bars.
Thank you.
Killed some men.
Thank you, all of you. You are the champions.
You're right.
You are the
killed-
champions, my friends.
You killed one man.
We're
We
the
killed-
champions of the world!
We killed 6.
I'm gonna reach down, grab the captain's insignia, and pin it right to my...
Nice.
I'm a captain now!
How you doing, Captain Rishi?
As all of this goes on, a figure comes into the light of the tavern amidst all of the blood and guts. And you see it is a probably 18, 19-year-old female. She's wearing commoner's clothes, nothing too crazy. And the bard stops for a second and kind of scowls at her. He says, you think you can just stone me and spit in my eye? Love me and leave me to die? You can't do this to me, baby. He pulls out his crossbow that he used to kill Sir Gregory and straight puts one between her eyes.
Oh my, that's excellent aim. Are you sure you don't want to join our party?
I was just gonna ask the same question.
He puts his crossbow away and he says, I will tell of your tales. Legends, champions, you guys are awesome. You've done me a great service. I promise I will repay you. You know what? Matter of fact, here. I was going to keep this for myself. I think you guys might get better use out of it than me. He produces a deck of cards,
Oh my god, really?
chucks it towards one of you. Rishi grabs it with his tongue. And he, tally-ho! Rides off into the sunset.
He really is a good shot.
Yeah, really.
From horseback.
I'm kind of glad we're on his good side.
Crimes of passion, I'm telling you. What can you do? I'm gonna look around and see if I can find my silver chalice, that bastard.
Yeah, you find it pretty easily. Empty now, but
Obviously. Offer the man a drink. Could have settled this peacefully. Nope. But now I'm captain of the guard. Wonder who was guard for? Is it like the city guard?
I would change your name, Captain Rishi.
I guess we're the guard now.
We don't have time for that.
You got a point. We need to find people.
Oh yeah, the princess.
So what about those cards you got over there, Rishi? Taking a look at them yet?
Oh, these? I wonder if they're nudie cards.
Well, why don't you... Does the deck look familiar at all?
Yes, you were actually there. Yeah, you immediately
I never
know.
drew a card.
Right, but you
I just
immediately
saw it.
know exactly what this is.
Yeah. I don't know. Pull one out and find out.
And as you are kind of looking at it,
Maybe they'll give you
you realize it looks exactly like that deck of cards from that tapestry.
Oh.
From that keep. Destroyed part of my lair. Oh. Maybe one of these cards will do something to get my lair back.
As you open the deck up, the deck floats out all on its own,
Ooh.
begins shuffling up, and you hear a whisper say, "Draw 2 cards."
Says I can have 3.
Everything's
Okay.
always +1.
I just have to tap it. King of Diamonds.
That one is a sun. It's a picture of the sun.
Oh my gosh.
You gain 50,000 XP
Nice.
Oh my god.
and a wondrous item. The card finds its way back to the deck, but you now are in the possession of a spell scroll, which has a 6th level spell on it, which I will determine randomly later.
Mhm.
Not right now. All right, so you get one more draw should you choose to take it, or Stephen Pookie can draw.
Or I probably could have let anybody.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to pick a card? Okay, no, mine.
Give me the jack.
Just so you know how we worked it last time, I'm going to do the same thing. You get 2 draws. You. And then if somebody else grabs it before the cards go back into the thing, except for you, they can make 2 draws as well.
Oh, well then I'm going to take my second draw.
Okay, so you're going to do it? You're not going to let Pookie do it? Pookie? Poochie?
I mean, he's just going to keep,
Steven.
like,
Steven.
puking up. He's going to just keep puking up magic items anyway. Maybe I'll get another go.
Yeah, maybe he'll get better magical items.
Because it could be bad, too.
It could also be bad.
Your coat explodes.
A powerful devil becomes your enemy. The devil seeks your ruin and plagues your life, savoring your suffering before attempting to slay you. This entity lasts until either you or the devil dies.
Cool. I'm a legend. I have a nemesis.
He does. Oh, Jesus.
But it has to be the devil.
A devil.
A devil.
All right, so as you have drawn your cards, the cards begin to drift back towards the deck.
I'll grab it.
Right, now.
Yeah, you remember from
Yes.
last time.
Yes.
So you grab it. You know what'll happen. You can either
Well,
pass it to her, or you can draw, or however you want to work it
you want
out.
to go first?
Oh, I'll go first.
Jack of Spades
I
is
don't like where the jacks usually lead.
the rogue.
9.
An NPC character of the DM's choice becomes hostile towards you. The identity of your new enemy isn't known until the NPC or someone else reveals it. Nothing less than a wish spell or divine intervention can end the NPC's hostility towards you. So go ahead and draw your second card.
Oh, this is gonna hurt. Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Hearts.
That sounds great.
The key. A rare or rarer magic weapon with which you are proficient appears in your hands. The DM chooses the weapon.
I need a weapon.
A rare or rarer. Well, I mean, you use your fist, so.
They're pretty good, apparently.
Speaking of Steven, so have you ever happened to see the cartoon Steven Universe at all?
No.
Okay. So The card returns itself to the deck, and on your hands, summonable.
Summoning.
It was just really hard to
Summonable.
say it like that.
Summonable.
Pair of gauntlets appears. They allow you to do 1 die up on your magic, on your thing. So you do a D6, it'd be a D8.
Okay.
Yep. And it also is a +2 to attack and damage. Oh no!
You know what I think?
Die.
No! I don't want you to have to roll a new character.
Really? Nice. Already? What does it say?
It says, you disappear and become entombed in a state of suspended animation in an extra-dimensional sphere. Everything you were wearing and carrying stays behind in the space you occupied when you disappeared.
Oh, wow.
You remain imprisoned until you are found and removed from the sphere. You can't be located by any divination magic, but a wish spell can reveal the location of your prison. You draw no more cards.
Oh, yeah. I figured as much.
Well, that's dumb.
So now we gotta go find him?
No, you ain't gonna find me.
I don't like that.
But what about those orbs? Can I just say his name 3 times and summon him back?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That might actually work.
I don't know, can you?
I don't know.
Don't throw in the towel yet. I will summon him back because
Go for
I
it.
need him. So.
Okay, just say my name 3 times.
Fast.
There is a time limit.
Sir Philip Walter Deveron III Esquire. Sir Philip Walter Deveron VII Esquire. Not third.
Oh God.
Let me time out. Not the third, he's the 7th. Sir Philip Walter Deveron VII Esquire. Sir Philip Walter Deveron VII Esquire. Sir Philip Walter Deveron VII Esquire.
I'm going to give it to her
Yeah,
because your
Deveron.
handwriting is probably
Yeah, it
not
sucks.
easy to
What
read.
is it?
Devereaux.
Devereaux.
But she
That
is.
looks like an
Yeah,
A.
I know, right?
But
My
Aquanette did a
writing's
really
terrible.
good job trying to remember your name for just meeting you.
Yes.
For a split second, you were like in one of those.
Where the hell am I?
It's not. It's like the sensory deprivation rooms. You. There's no sound. There's no air. There's no nothing. And then all of a sudden, boof! You're back.
Hey.
But you were butt ass naked, and all of your equipment and gear and everything is around your feet.
I'm like, peeping through my fingers. I've never seen.
Because
I
of
come from
how
a winning
awesomely
village.
creative that was, I will allow you to draw 1 more card before the deck disappears.
Nope. I'm good.
All right, so since you don't draw your second card, the deck lowers itself back into the box. The lid flips closed, and just like last time at Dragon Ball Z's, just up into the sky and then gone.
Now do you see why I never draw cards from that thing? Never